Okay. All right. Like I said, the wicked thinks that he can go ahead and do what he wants, and without any punishment. And this is what God is saying when He showed him this vision. He said, "No, I sin." He said, once again, I'm gonna read this part again, because he thinks it's money he can stockpile and buy his way to justice and get him off the hook. And we got that going on right now. People that ill gain, that's stole, robbed, murdered, did whatever to take from another and hiding behind their wealth, thinking they could throw millions, billions, or whatever, and the problem will go away. Look what God says. That's what He's telling him. He said, "Yea, also because of the transgressor." Now, let me see where I was. There's another one I wanted to back up and cover. They take up of them with the angle. Well, he says here, well, let me go to verse 14. "Maketh men as fishes of the sea, and as creeping things that have no ruler over them. They take up with them the angle. They catch them up in their net, and gather them up in their drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad." Now that's what he said here. And then God gave him the vision. See, I wanted to cover that again. And then we'll go back to Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 4. God gives him the vision. But I wanted to see the mindset of these people. "Yea, also become transgressors by wine. He that is proud man, neither keepeth at home." This is Habakkuk 2:5. "Yea, also that he that transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, that neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied." The greedy can't be satisfied. You got people that are rapacious. They got billions. But still they want to take that $5 out your pocket. Enough is never enough. That's what he's talking about. Greed. They serve the god of mammon, the god of greed. They have a rapacious, insatiable appetite, can never be satisfied. They have 1,000 homes, but they got to take your house from you. They got to kick you out your house. They want your house too. Want your wife too. Enough is never enough. That's what he's talking about. "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell." I would say, as the eyes of man are never satisfied, hell is never full. "And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth up himself with as thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee and awake thee, shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them? You should be as a spoiled loot. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. See, God will get around to you. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. They sit in their walled mansions, high on hills, with security around, with cameras, thinking they're secure. What God's saying. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. He said you sinned against your own soul because you got to answer for this evil. You're not getting away with anything. That's what God's telling you. I just got a clock set on you, like I said. You get it in the next life. This life here is a drop in the bucket, spit in the ocean. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. They're witnesses against you. Say your own house is a witness. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. Violence, death, killing innocent people. So we had that going on with the head choppers that our president virtually wiped off the face of them. They were building towns with blood, slaughtering of hundreds of thousands of Christians over the years, and others, and Zedis and people of their own faith. They considered milk toast. And built towns up on blood. That's what he's talking about. And violence, rape, men killing the kids and raping the children and women. They answered for it. They're getting wiped out right now. The sword of the Lord is busy, wiping it out through our president, off the face of the earth. They getting there. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Behold, is this not of the Lord of hosts? Every time he invoked that name, Lord God, then you know I'm a boss of everything. That the people shall labor in vain. That the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for the very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. That's going to happen. Jesus said, go ye into all the earth and preach the good news, the gospel. The gospel, the end can come to the whole earth, all four corners have received the gospel. God's word will not return to him void. That's going to happen. Read that again. This is Habakkuk 2:14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters covered the sea. That hasn't happened yet in history, but it's going to. That's the dispensation of the church. Go ye into all the world and preach to God. The knowledge of the glory of the Lord. The glory of God is his Son, Christ Jesus. Preach salvation to the earth. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on his nakedness. Get him drunk so and strip him naked. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be returned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of the beasts which made them afraid because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city, and all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven image, that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image, and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein, to make dumb idols. God calls them dumb idols. You got to carry around a God that you made with your own dumb hand. Woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. It's deaf and dumb and blind like his maker. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. Be still and know that I'm God. He's a prayer of Habakkuk, the prophet, upon Shigona. O Lord, I have heard thy speech, and was afraid, O Lord. Revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known. In wrath, remember mercy. God came from Timon, and the Holy One from the Mount Paran. Selah, his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light. He hath horns coming out of his hand. And there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and the burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains, Cushan is the African nations, and the curtains of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord, Midian is the Arab nation, was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses, in thy chariots of salvation? They bowed, and was made quite naked, according to the oaths of the tribes. And even thy word, Selah, thou didst cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. And the overflowing of the waters passed by. The deep uttereth his voice, and lifted up his bands on high. The sun and the moon stood in their habitation. At the light of thine arrows they went out. At the shining of thy glittering spear. God is showing him judgment on the wicked. He's looking at Revelations when Christ comes in judgment of the wicked and treads the winepress of the wrath of God Almighty in the valley of Armageddon. So God is showing him, yeah, I'm getting the wicked in the end. I'm going to squash them like grapes. The blood flows 200 square miles, 6 to 8 feet high, to the horse's bridle. During the battle on Armageddon, as the sword comes out of Christ's mouth and kills them in a flash. Millions of the nations that's gathered against his people Israel. So he's showing him this. Thou didst march through the land in indignation. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. Thou wentest forth for the salvation of the people, even for the salvation with thine anointed. Thou wounded the head out of the house of the wicked, by discovering the foundation unto the neck, Selah. Thou didst strike through with his staves the head of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was as the devourer to pour secretly. Thou didst walk through the sea with thine horses, through the heap of great waters. Now he's having a flashback with Egypt. When I heard my belly tremble, my lips quiver at the voices. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble, when he cometh up unto the people. He shall invade them with his troops. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines. The labor of the olive tree shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flocks shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. See, even though judgment has come, like you said, for them worshiping idols, and we're barren, and we're in famine, and we're in the middle of judgment, after this vision God gave him, showing what he's going to do to the wicked in the end, he said, I'm going to rejoice in the Lord because I know they're going to get there. Yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will rejoice. I will joy in the God of my salvation, the God that saves. The Lord God is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds' feet, like a mountain goat. And he will make me to walk upon my hind places, to the chief singer on my stringed instruments. Amen. Now here's a man that was frustrated with God because the wicked was running rampant, just having a ball, doing all kind of evil under the sun. And God showed him in the end what his judgment's going to be. Like I said, there's no greater judgment than a lake of fire. I mean, frying your butt off for eternity is enough. I mean, no breaks. There's no breaks. And we talking forever and ever and ever to the wicked. So when you look at things from God's perspective, Habakkuk got a very good idea that God's in control. So relax. He sees the wicked, he sees the evil, he sees the injustice. He sees the torture, murder, mayhem, the avarice that's going on, the cabals that's going on. He sees everything. And they're going to get theirs in the end. That's what Habakkuk is about. They're going to get theirs in the end. And that's messages for you that's fretting too and worried. Why does it take God so long to punish the evildoers and the wicked, and why they do atrocious things like child sex trafficking, slavery, all of every kind? They're going to get there. That's what showed Habakkuk. He said, don't fret. So you don't fret. Now, if this message has meant something to you, support Street Priest Ministries. Go to streetpriestministry.org. Hit that donate button. Hit that donate button. Give your tithes, first fruits, alabaster box. And let the month of January pass by without giving you first fruits. If you don't understand what this is or what it's about, go get the videos on giving, on atonement, first fruits, tithe, alabaster box. Go look it up on the various channels. You can look it up. Good day to you. Good evening. Good night to you. Around the world, may you grow in faith. In Jesus' name.